Buckle up, space enthusiasts. This week in rocketry has been nothing short of a roller coaster, blending jaw-dropping successes with stealthy surprises that could redefine how we view global space ambitions. From near-flawless flights to unannounced launches, the cosmos is buzzing with activity that's both thrilling and thought-provoking. Dive in with us as we unpack the latest from SpaceX's Starship program, international collaborations, and unexpected maneuvers that might just spark a debate or two. And here's the kicker. What if these developments hint at a future where secrecy and transparency collide in ways we never imagined? But don't worry, we'll break it all down step by step, keeping things accessible even for those just starting their journey into the stars. A galaxy of constellations expanding. Imagine a sky dotted with thousands of satellites, beaming high-speed internet or enhancing military capabilities. That's the reality of mega constellations like Starlink, Kuiper, and the U.S. military's network, all growing by leaps this week. For beginners, constellations are groups of satellites working together in orbit to provide services like global broadband, much like how a flock of birds migrates in formation. SpaceX's Starlink, for instance, aims to connect remote areas worldwide, while Amazon's Kuiper project targets similar goals. And the Space Development Agency, SDA, is bolstering defense with precise tracking. SpaceX's Starship soared toward the Indian Ocean during its 11th test flight, marking a pivotal moment in the company's Super Heavy booster saga. Credit goes to SpaceX for this stunning image. Welcome aboard, Rocket Report, edition 815. The past year for SpaceX's Starship has been a testament to persistence amid challenges, with significant strides forward, especially in reusing the colossal Super Heavy booster, which has 33 engines and is a marvel of engineering for landing and relaunching. As a newbie-friendly note, think of the Super Heavy as the powerful first stage that gets the rocket off the ground, while Starship acts as both the upper stage and a spacecraft for missions to space. SpaceX has mastered recovering this booster, but Starship, the versatile vehicle designed for everything from cargo to crew, has had its share of setbacks. Early 2025 saw 4 Starships lost in fiery incidents mid-air and on the pad. But the tide turned with 2 recent missions ending in precise ocean landings. This week's flight stood out as the pinnacle so far, with Starship returning to Earth virtually unscathed, proving that enhancements to its heat shield, think of it as a protective armor against intense re-entry heat, are paying off. This progress not only excites engineers, but also fuels dreams of routine, cost-effective space travel. As always, we're eager for your submissions. Share your launch stories via this link, https://arstechnica.wufo.com/launchstories. To never miss an edition, subscribe below. Note, the form won't show on AMP pages. Each report dives into small, medium, and heavy lift rockets, plus a sneak peek at the upcoming 3 launches. A SpaceX veteran takes flight with Blue Origin. One of SpaceX's most esteemed figures is set to embark on a suborbital adventure with rival Blue Origin. Hans Koenigsmann, who spent nearly 2 decades at Elon Musk's firm, rising to Vice President of Mission Assurance and Safety, played a crucial role in dissecting Falcon rocket failures, guiding young talent, and representing the company in media. He departed in 2021, and now he's gearing up for a journey into space aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard, as detailed in Ars coverage. /arstechnica.com/space/2025/10/1 of SpaceX's earliest employees is going to space via Blue Origin. But here's where it gets intriguing. Koenigsmann isn't flying solo. He'll be joined by his friend Michi Benthaus as soon as next month. Benthaus is inspiring in her own way. Despite a 2018 mountain biking mishap that caused a spinal cord injury. She's pursuing her space dreams and will become the first wheelchair-bound individual to venture into space. Koenigsmann emphasizes safety as his top priority, and after grilling Blue Origin's team with technical queries, he's confident in their answers. For a deeper look at what it's like for a SpaceX alum to collaborate with a competitor, check out Eric Berger's chat with Koenigsmann, https://space/2025/one of SpaceX earliest employees is going to space via Blue Origin. Stay updated effortlessly with Eric Berger and Stephen Clark's Space Insights. Sign up for our newsletter, and we'll deliver their stories right to you. Sign me up. https://navvit. Europe's approach to drone ship recovery. The European Space Agency is charting a new path with a contract awarded to Italy's Ingegneria dei Sistemi for designing a vessel to recapture reusable rocket stages, as reported by European Spaceflight. https://europeanspaceflight.com, ESA awards contract for reusable rocket stage recovery vessel. This initiative ties into a larger deal with Avio for developing a reusable upper stage, which Ars covered recently. https://arstechnica.com space 2509. ESA will pay an Italian company nearly $50 million to design a mini-Starship. The agreement encompasses initial designs for the launch and ground systems, potentially adapting Avio's Vega rocket line into a reusable powerhouse. And this is the part most people miss. IDS revealed on Wednesday that they've bagged the recovery vessel subcontract, collaborating with Italy's Satena Naval Consultants and Norway's Vard Shipbuilders. An artist's rendering. Website www.linkedin.com/posts IDS Ingegneria Sistemi SPASA Project Activity 7384157-547. Rendering of a vessel strikingly similar to SpaceX's ships for snagging Falcon 9 payload fairings, complete with massive nets to catch parachuting hardware from above. It's a nod to proven tech. But could this European version innovate further? Submitted by LPT. JAXA turns to overseas launches. Japan's space agency, JAXA, has partnered with Rocket Lab for launching tech demo satellites via Electron rockets, following persistent hiccups with domestic vehicles. According to Space News, spacenews.com/JAXA to launch tech demo satellites on Electron rockets. The deal includes 2 New Zealand-based lifts. December will see the 242-pound, 110-kilogram, Rapid Innovative Payload Demonstration Satellite 4, RAISE-4, followed by 8 smaller sats in early 2026 for education, ocean surveillance, and more. No more delays for JAXA. These payloads were slated for the Epsilon S rocket, a solid-fueled upgrade of the 6-flight Epsilon series. However, repeated testing failures on the second stage motor have stalled progress. Originally eyed for 2023, officials are now mulling a reversion to the original Epsilon setup, pushing any launch to at least a year out. This pivot to Rocket Lab underscores the pressures of the space industry, where reliability can mean the difference between innovation and setbacks. A boost for Germany's HyImpulse. German firm HyImpulse secured $53 million 45 million euros in fresh funding to advance its SL-1 rocket. Per European Spaceflight, https://europeanspaceflight.com/HyImpulse promises to save European launch 600 kilograms at a time. The funds will accelerate development, commercialization, and production expansion for this promising European startup, which has amassed over 74 million euros since 2018. Yet, the road ahead is long. The 3-stage hybrid-propelled SL-1 aims to hoist over 1,300 pounds, 600 kilograms to low Earth orbit, with its maiden flight penciled for 2027. It builds on the SR-75 suborbital rocket, successfully tested from Australia in 2024. For context, hybrid propulsion mixes liquid and solid fuels for efficiency, offering a middle ground in rocketry that's gaining traction among startups. iRocket's speedy innovations. Innovative Rocket Technologies Inc. iRocket aced a test of its 2.75-inch, 70mm IRX-100 variant of the Hydra 70 rocket, launching from a tube in California's desert to evaluate motor and missile traits, as per Aviation Week Space Technology. aviationweek.com/space launch vehicles propulsion. iRocket test advances rapid rocket reuse turnaround goals. This model adapts the military's Hydra 70 missile for helicopters. CEO Asad Malik boasted on LinkedIn about designing and firing it in just 30 days, emphasizing speed and precision as team hallmarks. The rocket hit over 12,000 feet, serving as a stepping stone. We've highlighted iRocket before. Their July SPAC deal with Wilbur Ross's company aimed for public status, but financial constraints loom. Military sales of IRX-100 could provide quick revenue. While ambitions extend to the reusable Shockwave orbital rocket, SpaceX powers up Kuiper and SDA after weather woes. SpaceX flung a Falcon 9 from Florida's Cape Canaveral Monday night, deploying 24 Amazon Kuiper satellites, as tracked by Spaceflight Now. https://spaceflightnow.com/12-13 live coverage. SpaceX poised to launch 24 Amazon Kuiper satellites, following days of weather delays. Dubbed Kuiper Falcon 03 KF-03, this wraps the Falcon 9 Kuiper trilogy, bringing Amazon's total in-orbit sats to 153 of 3,232. 2 days later, another Falcon 9 from California's Vandenberg added 21 SDA satellites, crafted by Lockheed Martin, to the Pentagon's tracking and relay web, per Spaceflight Now. https://spaceflightnow.com/2025-1014. Live coverage. SpaceX to launch second batch of satellites for Space Development Agency constellation. These join 21 York Space Systems built counterparts from last month. China's stealthy orbital mission. China pulled off an unexpected launch Monday, orbiting the Xi'an-31 remote sensing satellite via a Long March 2D from Jiuquan without prior notices, reports Space News. /spacenews.com/surprise Chinese launch sends Xi'an-31 experimental satellite into orbit. Capable of up to 3.5 metric tons, 7,700 pounds to low Earth orbit, it operates at about 300 miles, 500 kilometers up, likely for optical surveillance. What stood out? Unlike standard practice, no warnings for airspace or maritime avoidance were issued, raising eyebrows about transparency. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this a strategic play for advantage, or simply an oversight? Could it set a precedent for more covert operations, challenging norms of international space cooperation? Starship edges toward excellence. SpaceX capped the turbulent yet enlightening phase of Starship development Monday with a near-flawless flight from Texas to the Indian Ocean, per Ars. https://arstechnica.com/space/after year of hardships, SpaceX's Starship finally flirts with perfection. The 11th test of Super Heavy and Starship V2 was the smoothest yet, following 2025's early mishaps that delayed progress by 6 months. Starship re-entered almost pristine, unlike August's battered shield. This V2 finale paves for V3's larger design in 2026, potentially enabling land recoveries. And this is the part most people miss. With reusability key, could Starship soon compete directly with established rockets? Reshaping launch economics, Orion explores new launch horizons. For nearly 2 decades, NASA's Orion spacecraft and Space Launch System (SLS) rocket have been inseparable, with Congress funding their tandem for moon missions. Yet hints suggest a potential divorce, as Lockheed Martin shifts toward adaptable, reusable Orion for commercial uses. Ars explains, https arstechnica.com/2025.1 Unthinkable, NASA and Lockheed now consider launching Orion on other rockets. Company execs are open to selling Orion flights as services, not hardware. This shift is monumental. SLS, mandated by Congress 15 years ago, forms an expendable duo for lunar trips. But with proposals to retire SLS after 2-4 flights amid high costs, Lockheed eyes cheaper alternatives under $2 billion per launch. While Orion remains essential for crewed moon plans, could this flexibility democratize deep space access or undermine traditional government programs? Doubling launches at Vandenberg. The U.S. Air Force has cleared SpaceX for up to 100 annual Vandenberg launches, Ars notes. https://space2025-10. SpaceX has plans to launch Falcon Heavy from California if anyone wants it to. From one launch 5 years ago to 51 this year, or 53 including Minuteman tests, Vandenberg's revival continues, with 95 potential Falcon 9s and 5 Falcon Heavies. Beyond numbers, upcoming launches, October 18th, Falcon 9, 11 to 19, Vandenberg Space Force Base, California, 2346 UTC. October 19th, Connecticut, unknown payload, Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center, China, 3:30 UTC. October 19th, Falcon 9, Starlink 1017, Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, Florida, 1452 UTC. Stephen Clark, Ars Technica's space reporter, focuses on private firms and agencies, exploring tech, science, policy, and business in space. What do you think? Does China's surprise launch signal a new era of secrecy in space, or is it just efficient operations? Are you excited about Starship's progress, or worried about the shift from SLS for Orion? Share your views in the comments. We love to hear agreements, disagreements, and fresh perspectives.